Hey guys, welcome to another F1 2020 video here on the YouTube channel. We're going to be doing our first race weekend at the Australian Grand Prix with our brand new My Team, our brand new Chesnoid racing car. If you missed the opening episode of this, where we set up the team, then feel free to check the channel page for it. Of course, this won't affect any of the FIFA content. That's still coming to you daily. This will be hopefully as close to daily as I can make it over the next couple of weeks, but do make sure you join me on stream on the link in the description down below as well. Of course, these videos are very kindly sponsored by the guys at Codemasters, so a big thank you to them. Of course, this is an ad, of course, bear that in mind as well, both here in the YouTube video and you guys watching on live stream as well. Live streaming this over the course of the next few months. But these next few weeks are going to be very, very good for us, as well as you may have seen on social media. Myself, Bateson, Nepenthes, Pieface and Black Panther are going to be involved in some online racing as well on stream over the next couple of weeks, culminating in a race between ourselves and a teammate in an online battle on the 25th of July. So do join us for that over on stream. But right now, you guys on the YouTube channel will see edited highlights of this, but we're streaming the whole thing over on Twitch. We do 100% race distance on the Twitch channel. So every single lap, every single minute of qualifying, and some practice programs thrown in there as well to get ourselves some resource points. We have 715 left. We've committed to some additions in the R&D factor on the chassis and aerodynamics point of things. And then moving forward, we'll hopefully earn some more money as well. But it's time to go to our very first race weekend. Let's get it! Oh, I'm excited for this. I'm so excited for this. So, to the workstation, and we've got some messages. Forecast of the weekend. Thankfully, it's going to be dry. Thankfully, it's going to be dry all weekend. Now, actually, what I did want to do, as we progress towards the practice session, is actually, let me get the video up, is put on a bit of a default setup that's away from, or kind of a custom setup that's more of a default for every track rather than the go-to default setups. And TRL Limitless put a video up. Yo! TRL Limitless put a video up earlier today showing it, or giving an in-depth look at F1 2020 setups. And I'll link it for you guys in chat as well if you want to have a look for yourselves. But he gave kind of a rough outlook of what default setup, a good default setup would be. So we're at practice, of course, as per usual.
Jeff, just wanted to say thanks for trusting me as your race engineer. I won't let you down.
Thank you, Jeff.
The car is ready to go, but it's brand new, of course, so there may be a few issues here and there. We'll be keeping a close eye on all the data.
So I don't feel like I need a garage tutorial, so I'm just going to back out of that. Of course, you guys, if you're picking up the game for the very first time, you can have a look at that garage tutorial. It is the most accessible version of the game that we've ever had, with plenty of new assists, like the driving assist in there to help keep you on course if you're not that proficient at managing your way around the track. So do make sure that you have those turned on if you're wanting to. There are plenty of new additions to the game this year. This whole mode is completely brand new, which is fantastic. And we're loving it, sitting in the cockpit of our new Chesnoid Racing purple and black car. You can, of course, play with friends on the same console, on the same machine now, with split screen as well. So do make sure you check that out if you're racing with people in the same household. Of course, a number of us still staying at home as much as we possibly can, trying to pass the time. So split screen F1 sounds fantastic as far as I'm concerned. But we're going to dive in now, and I'm going to have a look at the session info, and we're going to adjust the setup on the car. So we're going to go and do the track acclimatization and all of these different practice modules so that we can get ourselves as many resource points as possible. So at the end of practice, the car is not as fast as you would like it to be, or I'm not as fast as I would like to be. Race strategy, qualifying pace, fuel management and ERS management all failed. Thank you for the subscription there, FIFA Up, so appreciate that, mate. Tyre management and track acclimatization, though, all passed. So we have got some resource points to add to our campaign. So
top of the speed trap, 201.4 miles per hour.
On top of the speed trap, because I used my overtake button. But we are second in session, but obviously that's with a soft tyre. Lewis is first on a medium tyre. So we're a tenth of the Mercedes on a softer compound. Correa, my teammate, is currently 13th. And we'll find out in the next session in qualifying how competitive we really are. George Russell has done a 124 flat. Charles Leclerc does a 121.6. Bit of a difference between the Williams and the Ferrari, eh? Valtteri Bottas a 120.8. The Mercedes has arrived. We're definitely closing up on the Alfa Romeo. What lap time are we going to put in? We put in a 23.1. A 23.1. So we're faster than the Williams of George Russell. Thank you for the follow, Gaz, and George, and Maka, and Lavendor. So we're faster than the Williams.
Our best lap so far is a 1 minute 23.1.
Just the Williams at the minute. But we're going to be slower on our second attempt. So we will be finishing qualifying no high. Actually, I'm going to have another. I've got enough time to go for another lap, but I don't think my tyres will be. Yeah, my tyres are gone. We should just quite simply return to the garage. P19 isn't bad. You're right, Matty. We are above the Williams. Oh, and George Russell has pipped Correa. Latifi is slow, but George Russell is, as ever, out-driving that Williams car. He splits us. So this is the strategy we are going with for the Australian Grand Prix, starting from 19th, of course, as we qualified 2 places above our teammate. We're going to start on the softs, switch to the mediums on lap 17, do a 24-lap stint on the mediums, and then switch back to the softs to be quick at the end of the Grand Prix. And actually, yes, we do start 18th. We start 18th as Esteban Ocon, in his Renault that I can't quite see in my mirror, has a 10-place grid penalty. What for? I'm not sure. But it's race time. He's over there. It's race time. And we are about to get underway in our first ever race at Chesnoid Gaming. And it's a decent start. Magnussen, Giovinazzi moving around in front of me. I'm going to try and drift left a little bit. Oh my god. We have got caught out on the inside there and have dropped straight down to last. Ha! That's the great start. I got pinched there and couldn't make the turn. I tried to drift left a little bit. We should actually have just done a double move on both the Williams there. Now George just got the inside line on me. I expect George Russell to be quite quick. If I can hang it around the outside here, we'll be able to get back in front of old George, or young George. And we're back up into P20. Correa, my teammate, is now P18, where I was. And we should try and work our way back up. No, it's a full-length race, of course, 100% race distance. So we are going to be driving for about an hour and a half, real time. Obviously, the video won't be an hour and a half long. We are going to have to utilise the overtake button. We're going to have to utilise our extra fuel. We are running a little bit heavier now. As you can see there, 1.36 extra laps worth of fuel. The Williams are very fast. Much closer this time.
We're trailing our teammate by 2.5 seconds.
And we've got him. We're past George Russell. And the extra DRS for good measure. Past the Williams, and it's time to chase down that Haas of Kevin Magnussen, who is tucked right up the back bottom of my teammate, Juan Manuel Correa. We're under a second to Kevin Magnussen on lap 9. We've closed that gap from 2.6 seconds to 0.9 seconds. And we are within DRS range of the Haas. Within DRS range. That overtake button has come in handy. And this gaggle of cars, you can see from the minimap in the bottom left, this gaggle of cars is all held up behind the other Haas of Romain Grosjean at the front of this train. He's bringing so many cars within touching distance of us now. I'll pause that up. It wasn't that bad. He's bringing so many cars within touching distance of us now. Thanks for the follow, Mr. Laminator.
Okay,
Sorry.
you're catching the car ahead.
Hello, Kevin. I see you. I would very much like to take 19th place off you, please. I got my breaking point wrong, but it might actually work heavily in my favor. Kevin Mag. Okay, Mag is right there. It's behind me. Overtake button.
Nice overtake.
Rich. No, he's got me. No point fighting that. He's slow on the exit though. And we've got him again. Oh, go away, Kevin! Bloody Ferrari engine. Trying to hang it around the outside if we can. Because then we'll have the inside line here. And we're up into P19. We are up into P19. Still not as high as where we started the Grand Prix. But advancing back through after getting caught out at turn 1, lap 1 quite nicely. Got a little bit brave there. I got a little bit brave. I have to remember he's my teammate and it actually matters now. In previous years, I wouldn't really have cared too much about knocking my teammate slightly, but it's my team now as well. So it really does affect the gameplay and what pans out over the course of a career mode. And crucially, with the pit stops coming up, I'm going to want to be ahead of him, if I can be, for the priority when it comes to pitting. I don't want to have to go a lap longer because he gets the preferential treatment for pit stops. I'm going to take these glasses off now. I think this is Australia, Saggy Balls, yes. Thank you for the follow, Matthew. Oh, he's locked up. He's locked up. Correa locked up. We're able to dive up the inside of him. A mistake from our rookie teammate has allowed us the opportunity to overtake. Let's have a look at that again. I could go in early for an undercut, but I might not need to. Watch his front right here. Locks up. Oh, no, it's his front left. Just allows me the opportunity. Oh, that's very forceful, wasn't I? His front left is going to lock up here. Just there, you watch the writing on it, stop turning. So that slides him forward. I then come flying in here. Hello, excuse me. But he then slots right back into my slipstream. And he's wanting to come past me again. He's got K-Mag all over his back bottom as well for good measure. And I've got a really poor run out of that turn. And I've got no DRS. Hang it around the outside, but I've had to go wide, and he's back past me. We are going to get DRS, and someone's pulled off into the pits. Someone's given up the ghost already. And they're in the pits. It's the Renault of Esteban Ocon. He's going for an undercut on those of us around him.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
And with the overtake button and DRS, we're back past our teammate. I do not have much grip coming out of corners, that is for sure. I'm not going to be close enough. Don't really have a choice there. I didn't think I was close enough, but he broke quite early there, Grosjean, and we are past him. Pretty unorthodox move. Oh, they're 3 wide behind us. They're 3 wide behind us. 2 Hasses and a Chesnoid Racing. Oh my god. And I think Correa's come off worse there. They're still going. They're 3 wide here. That's incredible. So Correa pulls out to take Grosjean. K-Mag pulls out to take them both. 1, 2. And he just gets squeezed here. Grosjean makes a mistake, look. Grosjean runs really tight to the corner and just goes straight on. Then runs into Correa, who just gets sandwiched. And oh my god, what is? Honestly, the Grosjean on the inside is going to have the Grosjean on the inside is going to have the inside line for this next turn for those two. And I think he's going to pop himself back into 18th place.
They have some kind of mechanical problem.
Oh, Giovinazzi in front of us has a mechanical problem. He's literally 1 place in front of us, 2.1 seconds down the road. Hopefully it means he's going to slow and it's not just his DRS is out of use. Keep an eye on that gap in the top left, and we'll see if that gap comes down at all. The way he's slow around the corners, it's almost like it's a downforce issue for Giovinazzi. He's in a straight line, he's still quite quick. Maybe he's picked up some damage somewhere.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
We are going to be boxing at the end of this lap. Time for a pit stop. Pit stop. Giovinazzi's staying out. Giovinazzi's staying out, so hopefully we should undercut him. And the Haas behind us is pitting too. The Haas behind us is pitting too. Magnussen also pitting alongside us. Obviously Correa couldn't come in at the same time as me. 2.8 seconds stop, and we are just out in front of Magnussen as well. So we've held position in the stops, thankfully. And here come the Williams past us now of Russell and Latifi, who haven't stopped yet. That's how much of a gap we opened up on them. I do expect the Williams to get a bit of a buff in the first performance balancing patch, as well as the Ferrari powered cars to get a bit of a nerve. Right, now then, we need to try and make this strategy pay. We need to try and keep pace with those around us that are on the softs still. And then we'll be faster at the end on soft tyres. On the mediums, we're running from lap 17 to lap 41. So we're running 24 laps on the medium set. And then two 17-lap stints. Softs at the beginning and softs at the end. Russell still needs to pit. He's gone a long way on these softs. George Russell still needs to pit. Let's have a look at the race director. Who's not pit? Is it just George Russell that hasn't pit yet? He has pit. George has pit. He's there on pace. He's undercut us incredibly well. George Russell has undercut Grosjean, Giovinazzi, me, Correa and Magnussen. How on earth has he done that? Right, final pit stop. It is Esteban Ocon, yes. Final pit stop. To put on a set of softs. It's dropped us to 19th, but now we are faster than, or we should be, I hope, faster than every other car around us.
Blue flag.
Oh, go on, Danny. Daniel Ricciardo up in 6th, driving well for Renault. Grosjean is a full 43 seconds behind us now. Latifi 54. And we have a big gap in front of us to try and close down, otherwise we're finishing 19th. But I'm going to try and ride the coattails of Daniel Ricciardo's DRS. And close that gap down. I'm on the much faster tyre, the much fresher tyre. And I shouldn't have to worry too much. Too busy looking at other stuff. I shouldn't have to concentrate too much on fuel, is what I was saying. I wasn't looking where I was going. Concentrate for a second. It's the most accessible an F1 game has ever been. So I'd say it's absolutely worth your purchase, Super. I love the franchise. I've been playing it for 20 years. There is a very, very capable tutorial system as well that will help you walk through what you don't know. And there is also now, for the first time, casual settings as well. So rather than just all of the various settings that you have for setting up sessions and the game modes, etc., you can just run a now casual, stripped back set of rules and regulations, which mean that it's even easier than ever to play the game. If you're not too used to driving games as well, then there is a new driving assist too, to help you guide you around the track, or to help guide you around the track, probably the best way to phrase it, when it comes to staying on the racing line. Formula 1 is not the most taxing of sports to pick up in its basics. at its core, it's pretty simple. Getting car, drive car, go fast, win. Boys, we have caught them. We have chased down a huge gap by sticking to the back of Daniel Ricciardo. And these two are now fighting. Giovinazzi's taken Correa, and we are about to get involved. With 4 laps to go, we're back in the mix for a P16 finish. And crucially, as far as I'm concerned, to finish ahead of my teammate as well in my own team in our first Grand Prix. Difficulty set to 100, my man. Race distance set to 100% as well. Evidently, as we're on lap 55 of 58. But this is the... Well, there are 3 laps to go, including this one. A yellow...
4 laps of fuel remaining.
No! No!
Okay, clear.
Oh, Correa's engine has gone. He's got a mechanical fault 3 laps from the end. No, my teammate. I can't believe it. You raced for an hour and 20 minutes. And I slowed down because we got the yellow flag. And I was like, I don't know whether to overtake him or not. But it was him that went. Listen for the engine. Just lets off the power and he's slowing down. Oh, man. I can't believe it. Correa is going to retire from the race 3 laps from the end, and we will not get both cars finished. Oh, man. That's devastating. And Giovinazzi has opened up a gap on us again now. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch him in the next 2 laps. That's devastating. No, Chesnoid Racing will not have 2 cars finish the Grand Prix here in Australia.
Is out of the race.
The cloud's coming over now as well. It's just well the race. Sebastian Vettel is out of the race. Sebastian Vettel retires from the race. Why? Where is that Ferrari? Seb has a mechanical issue too. Seb has a mechanical issue too. The Ferrari engines, or the Ferrari car has given up for him too. But crucially, he's in a position on track where we won't need a VSC or a safety car. So we're going to go up to P16, and we could get P15 if I can catch Giovinazzi. But it is an if. 2 laps to go. This is our final lap of the race. This is our final lap of the race. And we've been lapped. So we need to take him on this lap. We've been lapped, so we will complete 1 less lap than the front runners. Now or never for P15. I'm in rich revs. Car is primed and ready. I've got some battery left. Valtteri Bottas wins the Australian Grand Prix as he won the Austrian Grand Prix the weekend just gone. But the question for us is all about whether we will or will not finish in P15. DRS, rich revs, overtake button pressed. I can't catch him. I'm going to have to go for it.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
I'm going for it. Oh, it's a dive bomb. Is it going to work? We've run wide. Go. I've got DRS with the overtake button. We're going to do it. Yes! Right at the death. At the final 2 corners, we steal P15. Whoa! You race for an hour and a half, and it comes down to 10 feet. Esteban Ocon gets driver of the day after his 10th-place grid penalty for I don't know what. Whoa. I mean, it was all or nothing. I either got the place or we took each other out. Threw it up the inside. I put faith in Giovinazzi that he'd see me coming and avoid me, which thankfully he did. but we were able to hold him off, and the overtake button came in clutch as well, as did the DRS. Daniel Kvyat gets the final championship point for finishing in 10th. It was Bottas, then Hamilton, and Max Verstappen on the podium for Red Bull. I'm sure it won't be long until they patch in the new Mercedes livery and race suits, etc. But that was a huge finish. That final stint was a monster. We were so far behind when we came out of the pits. So far behind. And we nailed it lap after lap after lap. And how crucial was that DRS on the back of Daniel Ricciardo for a few laps before he got away from us. Very, very important. Valtteri first, Lewis second, Max third, Albon Ricciardo finishes fifth as Seb retired, of course. Lando, Charles finishes only 7th with an extra third pit stop. Thank you for the 50 bits, Mr. Freckles. Sergio finishes 8th, Lance Stroll 9th, and Daniel Kvyat 10th with Pierre Gasly, the other AlphaTauri 11th. Esteban Ocon started 19th and finished 12th. That's why he got the driver of the day. Kimi Raikkonen in 13th, K-Mag in 14th, ourselves in 15th, a lap down, but our fastest lap was faster than anybody up to Lance Stroll in 9th. So there is pace in the car. There is pace in the car. Giovinazzi finishes 16th, Russell 17th, and so desperately disappointing. He is classified. Juan Manuel Correa is classified as finishing in 21st, but could so easily have been P17 or perhaps P16. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be. We finished 15th, though, in our first ever Grand Prix as Chesnoid Racing. It's absolutely superb, and we have an interview now. My perspective was... Oh, I can't respond to the top one. It was a great car, sticking to the track. The car's nimble and light. It was a breeze. Our power advantage came in handy. I'm going to say the car was great sticking to the track, and our aero department will notice that. I need to boost the morale of the aero and chassis departments. Breaking all expectations, what's your secret? A great team and car. Your acclaim was finished by that. Wasn't the cleanest race today. None of us wants to be the person that backs down. These things happen. Exactly. That's hard racing. Not necessarily. Car didn't feel like I had enough downforce. Not sure what happened. Car felt too heavy around the car. I'll say not sure what happened. It's going to affect our acclaim, but I don't know whether that's positively or negatively. Thank you very much for the interview. We are finished in our first Grand Prix. My driver acclaim is shot up. Juan Manuel's has gone up a little bit. The team's acclaim is flying. Thank you for the bit, Stan. And because our team acclaim is now up to level 2, we are plus 90k for the race as well. £10,000 worth of damage to Juan Manuel Correa's car, though. But because we're level 2 now, we can acquire a new sponsor to go onto the car. We can acquire a new sponsor to go onto the car now, which is superb, which will help, again, boost our... there's only 2 days until the next Grand Prix weekend. It will help boost our financial situation. So I can, driver promotion filming, we can do reaction training, a sponsor event, or power team building. It's going to cost us £5,000. Team acclaim, driver filming. I'm gonna do the power team building. Why not? And then as we come into corporate, we can now select a secondary sponsor. We can add another sponsor to the car. So these are our options. And you can see on the right hand side the goal as what they would like from us with regards the full season as a whole. 3 championship points. Complete 75 laps of a race weekend. That's easily done. Weekly income is slightly higher there. Let's have a look at the slightly higher weekly incomes. So 102.6. That's easily done as well. Complete 75 total laps of a race weekend as a team. Much easier than a number of the other ones. And that's the highest one as well. Contract length is 70 days. Atlantic. Well, how fitting is it then that when our first title sponsor is Shark, Our second sponsor is going to be Atlantic. We will add Atlantic to the car. We have a new... That's awesome.
This is the driver
Ooh,
market.
driver market.
Here you can see pertinent details on each driver in the sport.
We haven't looked at that before.
Them with each other and add them to your watch list. When the contract
Add them to the watch list. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to afford anyone for quite a while. But you can see the F2 drivers are here. So if Correa fails to perform, we can swap him out for another younger, well, not necessarily younger, another non-F1 rated driver. Nick de Vries is there at 2 million. He's much quicker. But Juan Manuel Correa did well enough in that race. Certainly competing with me, wasn't he? Finance-wise, we are getting some extra money. Customization-wise, let's have a look at the car livery then, shall we? Where is the Atlantic name going to go? Where can we see it on the car yet? Or do we need to advance to another... Might need to advance to the next race weekend. We can't yet see the Atlantic name on the car, but we will soon, and that's the most important thing. And as you can see, you can customize your team whenever you like, literally at any point throughout the save, which is fantastic. So that will do us for today's stream. That will do us for this video as well. I'll say goodbye to you guys on YouTube first. Thank you very much for joining me for this Australian Grand Prix. If you'd like to pick up the game, there's a link in the description where you can grab it yourself for PlayStation, PS4, which is also PlayStation, Xbox and PC, etc. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Follow me on Twitch, where these are going up live. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. There'll be no drop in the FIFA content. That'll still come out to you daily with some F1 videos splattered about here, there, and everywhere as well. So do join me for the races live. If not, feel free to catch up here on the YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.